it's Tammy. I've been asked to join in on a collaboration with Homesteading the Hard Way, and I've tried to find out where this originated from, but I have not been able to so far. So if anybody knows, they could put it on the bottom. I'd appreciate it. But the collaboration is the one that's going around about 5 reasons that you homestead or farmstead or whatever in that aspect that you do. I consider ours a small farm. And reason being is our goals in this is to have dairy goats, not in a big widespread. I'd love to have a big dairy farm with dairy goats, but my age and just the marketing behind it right now is not the greatest, and money, of course. But I still like to make my soaps and have milk for myself, for that matter, and sell eggs. And our big thing that we're hoping for is with our greenhouse, when we get our greenhouse established and things like that, is going out to like the farmers markets and different things and selling our different products, as well as we sell our goats, which I've been selling my goats. I've been selling eggs. The produce thing I haven't been doing, but still. But even in that, selling those, I've just done it on my own little scale. I've not tapped over into the farmers market and all that yet. But that's going to be the goal out there. But most of you probably already know. You've heard me talk about how I was raised on a dairy farm. You know, it was nothing for us to milk between 75 to 100 head of cattle twice a day. And that was Holsteins that we raised. We had a neighbor that raised hogs. So he would butcher his hogs and we'd butcher our cattle. And trade out meat and stuff like that. So that's how we did that. My dad used to hog farm back when he was younger, but I don't think ever since I had been born. But we had everything under the sun around, from goats to ponies. We didn't have horses though, and donkeys. The farm, and I don't want to let that die. I don't want to let that heritage of that die. That's one of my main reasons in my actual homesteading is, like I said, is to not let that heritage die down, because this is a generation that has had not the type of upbringings that a lot of us have, and that it's an electronic world. And I'm not complaining about the electronic world. It's not my world. It's not something that's all that for me. But I don't want my grandkids and even my kids to not know how to survive if things went worse. They need to know how to survive. And that's a big goal for me, is to try to engraft that into my children and my grandchildren. And they love it, is the thing. And I think it's because it's my grandkids, they just soak it up like a sponge. And I think it's partly because they've not been raised that way. It's a hard life. Anybody that will tell you that, it's just, they want the simple life and of having a farm or a farm or homestead or whatever you want to call it. It's not a simple life in the aspect of frolicking around, jumping in the flower, la la la. It's hard work. But in that hard work, there's a peace that comes with it. There's a satisfaction that comes with it. There's an integrity that comes with it, which is very dear to my heart. There's a respect that comes with it. We talk about the respect we have for our veterans and stuff like that. I have a lot of respect for our veteran farmers, because I have seen what my daddy's had to go through concerning different things, from the way the fertilizers have tripled in prices and such like that. The farmers are not respected the way that they used to be respected. And I can get kind of irritated whenever I talk about this kind of thing, so I'm going to try to keep myself toned. But I've seen farmers sell out because the pressures that's on them in this world, and that's a shame. That's just really a shame. And I say this, try to be very respectful when I say all of this, because I'm not on the front lines of fighting battles like this, like some of our people are. We talk about, if you don't vote, don't complain about the president. Well, that's the same with me. I'm trying to do my part and keep things alive the best I can, but I'm not on the front lines fighting the battles for these farmers. But I do highly ask everybody to do their dangest in whatever sphere of influence they have to support the farmer in any way they can. I'll try to tone it down now. Let me chill a second and I'll go back to something else. Guys, I had to turn the lights off so the glare wouldn't be on this picture, but I've showed this picture in a previous video. And this is my dad's first farm. He built this barn. This is a milking parlor and a silo, and there's a milk house in behind that silo there. And they're showing several head of cattle standing there. It looks like 20 or 30 head of cattle. And this is my heritage, guys. This is my grandfather's. This is actually my grandfather's setup, but my dad helped him build it. And that's in the mountains of West Virginia, and you know that's alive in my. And there's another picture which you can't see very good, but this is where they kept their hogs. I'll show you once again my favorite picture, which is my daddy milking cows. Right here, guys, there was steps that went up to the top part of this, and there we had these cast iron steps there, and there was these propane heaters up underneath the steps. And where those cast iron, you know, they weren't just a solid piece there. And I used to remember being afraid to go up them steps because I was afraid that the flames off the heater that was there was going to catch my pants legs on fire. It's funny, just different things that you remember from times like that. Another thing that I remember concerning back then, there's tons of things, but if anybody's ever been in a milking parlor, there's these cast iron drains in the floor up under where the cows stand at, so that their manure and pee and stuff can go down in that drain. Well, once a week, we would have to shovel that out because, you know, after a while, it wouldn't all drain down in there with the manure, you know. And so while we was out there cleaning, and my sister ran to the house for something. I don't remember what. Trying to get out of work, I think. But anyway, we all did it. She had went to the house, and I was carrying a bucket of manure out, and we had the drain sitting off to the side, and I slid in that manure, and it was icy cold out there. We had a snow and stuff, and when I slid, my tailbone came right down on the edge of one of those cast iron drains, and it broke my tailbone, and I had to lay there. I couldn't hold myself up hardly. I had my hands behind me in the manure and in the ice that was in the manure, trying to wait for my sister to get out there to help me because I couldn't move. And, you know, we didn't go to the doctor for that, which really there wasn't a whole lot the doctor could have done. But I got branded then to be a farmer, and it's in my blood. It's just who I am. I can't get away from it no matter what I do. And one last thing I'll share with you. This is actually my grandson, Derek. He drew this. He said, that was him, that's Mama, that's Papa, that's the chickens, and that's the goats. Which that was Daisy Mae, which Daisy Mae ain't with us now, but that was one of the goats. So he drew that picture. See, that means a lot. That's sticking in their head. This is part of who Mama and Papa is, you know? That's cool. But this right here, you probably ain't going to be able to see it good. I will put it on the screen. But this is a quote that I found several years ago. It's a Thomas Jefferson quote, actually. I probably got it out of a Farm Bureau magazine or co-op something. I don't know what I found it in. But it is a quote that he had, and it says, agriculture is the wisest pursuit because it will in the end contribute to the most real wealth, good morals, and happiness. Good morals and happiness. It surely does. And I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful that I have the heart that I have for this, and I embrace it every day, the ups and the downs, and we have to. And, you know, if you ever question, you know, different folks on YouTube that are farmers, homesteaders, or, you know, there's a lot of people that's wanting to be, and I thank God for that, because to me that's an answer to my prayers, because I pray for that, to be alive and to stay alive. And I think that's why all these people, not because of just me, but I do believe that it is something that is rising up again in this nation, and I hope it does. I really hope it goes forward, and I think that God for these people that want to be homesteaders, because that's a burning in them that is good in my opinion. But people like Darlene and Chris over at Homesteading the Hard Way, they're the real deal, guys. They're the real deal. They're not the ones with the Mac Daddy GMC truck and they break down on the side of the road and have to call AAA to come and fix it. They're the ones that break down on the side of the road in their little old 90s model, 80s models, even 70s model pickup truck that they use to haul hay in and go to the flea markets in to pick up other critters or whatever have you that break down on the side of the road and pull their jack out and fix it. They're the real deal. And it's even like somebody I really admire as well is VW Farms. They're the real deal. They're not just somebody who's wanting to be. You know, when you put the time in and the pressure in that these folks do with the passion that they do it in, you can tell. You know who's the real deal and who's not the real deal. So, you know, if you ever question anything like that or have questions about things like that, those are two people in particular. I know there's several, but that's just two. It's off the top of my head that are the real deal, that if you want to know something, if they don't know it, they'll tell you they don't know it. But most likely, if they'll know to some degree what to answer you in your situation. But anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this didn't get too frantic-y. Like I said, this is kind of passionate for me in a way, and I'll leave it at that. But anyway, love you guys. I thank you guys for watching. I ask you to like and share, if you will. If you haven't checked out Darlene and Chris over at Homesteading the Hard Way, be sure to go check them out. And VW Farms as well, because I mentioned those in this, and which most of you probably all do that. But anyway, God bless you. Love yous. See you later. Bye. Thanks, Darlene and Chris.